Bolivia's deep prehistory reveals a landscape shaped by early human ingenuity and adaptation. Archaeological evidence shows that people settled in the region thousands of years ago, developing innovative agricultural techniques to thrive in challenging environments. Around Lake Titicaca, communities began to construct ritual centers, which became focal points for social and religious life. These centers played a crucial role in organizing society and fostering cultural development. Their legacy laid the groundwork for the complex Andean civilizations that would later emerge and flourish in the region. The Tiwanaku civilization emerged around Lake Titicaca in the Andean highlands, flourishing between 500 and 1000 CE. Renowned for its monumental architecture, Tiwanaku constructed impressive stone structures, such as the Acapana Pyramid and the Gateway of the Sun, which showcased advanced engineering and artistic skill. The civilization also developed sophisticated agricultural techniques, including raised field systems that improved crop yields in the challenging high-altitude environment. Even after its decline, Tiwanaku's cultural and technological legacy continued to influence later Andean societies, leaving a lasting imprint on the region's history and traditions. Western Bolivia became part of the Inca Empire during its period of expansion in the late 15th century. The Incas imposed their administrative systems, language, and religious practices, aiming to integrate local communities into their vast network. Despite these efforts, indigenous groups in the region maintained a strong sense of identity and autonomy, often resisting Inca authority through subtle forms of cultural preservation and occasional uprisings. This enduring spirit of resistance not only challenged the effectiveness of Inca rule, but also laid the groundwork for future defiance against later colonial powers. The legacy of these interactions continues to influence the cultural and historical landscape of Western Bolivia today. The arrival of Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century marked a turning point for the region now known as Bolivia. The discovery of vast silver deposits at Potosi transformed the area into a major hub of colonial extraction, fueling the wealth of the Spanish Empire. This economic boom came at a tremendous human cost, as indigenous populations were subjected to forced labor under the harsh Mite system. Thousands endured grueling conditions in the mines, leading to widespread suffering and a dramatic decline in local communities. The legacy of this era continues to shape Bolivia's social and economic landscape today. Bolivia's road to independence was long and arduous, marked by years of conflict and resistance against colonial rule. After gaining sovereignty in 1825, the nation faced the daunting task of building a new republic. The early years were fraught with political instability, frequent changes in leadership, and internal divisions. Economic decline compounded these difficulties as Bolivia struggled to establish a stable foundation for growth and prosperity. Throughout the 19th century, these challenges shaped the country's evolving identity and set the stage for future transformations. The War of the Pacific and the Chaco War resulted in significant territorial losses for the countries involved, most notably Bolivia. After the War of the Pacific, Bolivia lost its coastal region to Chile, rendering it landlocked and cutting off direct access to the Pacific Ocean. The Chaco War further diminished Bolivia's territory, as large portions of the Chaco region were ceded to Paraguay. These losses had a profound impact on the national psyche, fueling a sense of trauma and injustice that persists to this day. The experience of becoming landlocked and the perceived betrayal by neighboring countries contributed to political radicalization and a lasting drive for national recovery. During the early 20th century, Bolivia's economy and politics were heavily influenced by a powerful mining oligarchy. These elite groups controlled vast mineral resources, shaping national policy to serve their interests. Over time, growing discontent among workers and indigenous communities led to the emergence of organized labor and grassroots movements. Their persistent demands for social justice and economic reform gained momentum, challenging the established order. This wave of activism ultimately set the stage for the transformative events of the 1952 National Revolution, which dramatically reshaped Bolivia's political landscape. The 1952 National Revolution marked a transformative period in Bolivia's history. Sweeping reforms included the nationalization of mines, which shifted control of valuable resources from foreign companies to the Bolivian state. Land redistribution policies broke up large estates, granting land to thousands of indigenous farmers and rural workers. Education was expanded, making schooling more accessible to previously marginalized communities, and universal suffrage was introduced, allowing all adults to participate in the political process. However, despite these ambitious changes, the revolution faced significant limitations, such as persistent economic challenges, uneven implementation of reforms, and ongoing social inequalities. During the Cold War, Bolivia experienced a period of profound instability, characterized by frequent coups and shifting military regimes. The nation's strategic location in South America made it a focal point for global powers seeking influence in the region. One of the most dramatic episodes was the failed revolutionary campaign led by Che Guevara, whose presence in Bolivia underscored the country's significance in the broader ideological struggle. These turbulent years not only shaped Bolivia's internal politics, but also highlighted its role in the international contest between competing worldviews. At the turn of the 21st century, Bolivia experienced a significant shift in its political landscape. The country returned to democratic governance after years of military rule, ushering in a new era of political participation. During this period, leaders implemented neoliberal reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy, which included privatizing state-owned industries and opening markets to foreign investment. However, these changes often led to social discontent, particularly among indigenous communities who felt marginalized by the new policies. In response, indigenous-led protests gained momentum, challenging the status quo and ultimately reshaping Bolivia's approach to governance and social inclusion. Evo Morales' presidencies marked a transformative era in Bolivia's history, as he became the country's first indigenous leader. Under his leadership, Bolivia was reconstituted as the plurinational state, recognizing the diversity and rights of its many indigenous peoples. This shift brought sweeping social and political reforms, including expanded access to education, healthcare, and greater representation for marginalized groups. Morales' policies also focused on redistributing wealth and nationalizing key industries, which contributed to economic growth and reduced poverty rates. These changes have had a lasting impact, shaping contemporary Bolivia's identity and its approach to governance. Bolivia's history is shaped by its abundant natural resources, which have often attracted foreign interests and exploitation. Despite this wealth, the country has faced persistent inequality, with indigenous communities bearing the brunt of social and economic disparities. Territorial losses over the centuries have further impacted Bolivia's national identity and development. Yet, through adversity, the resilience of its indigenous peoples stands out as a defining force, preserving cultural heritage and inspiring movements for justice and autonomy. These themes continue to influence Bolivia's journey, reflecting both its challenges and its enduring spirit.